ourselves too dependent on our technology, we are going to be less able to make that adaptation. You see, that's my point again. You know, technology has that danger. We become dependent on our toys and our devices. And a species that's dependent on its toys and devices, when it has to get out there like the beavers and the birds and the whales and deal with the changes in the environment, is going to be wiped out in 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's all about getting back to nature. Sounds very corny, but that's what it is about, and that's what my message is about, sacred ecology.
Sure.
And I believe that the Gnostics were profound mystics and shamans who looked deeply into the processes of nature and understood nature in an intimate way, and I think that we would benefit from following their example.
Yeah, I think we are actually moving in. The consciousness is beginning to, go back to that idea. I mean, in many cases, not, again, this is not across the board of how overall humanity behaves or whatnot. But if we don't learn of it, I think we're going to have to be forced to learn the hard way, and I hate to go down that road.
That's right. And as far as the learning process is concerned, how does our species learn to cooperate with nature, to become symbiotic, and to make the best of the natural environment, that is, to be in harmony with Gaia, if you want to put it that way?
Right.
Well, that's where entheogens come in. And that's why Metahistory.org, although it may not appear so at first sight, is one of the most powerful entheogenic sites on the Internet, as far as I know. My intention, anyway, is to send a very strong message about entheogens, or sacred plants, or what I want to call medicine plants. We now know that of all the millions, first of all, plants are the most prolific species on the earth.
Right.
There are more plants than any other species, okay? And we know that of the millions, of the hundreds of thousands of plant species, there are about 200 of those that have a very special nature. That is, that when we ingest them, they enhance the operations of our brain, because they have neurotransmitting chemicals in them. And this has only been known, recently. I mean, it's been known by shamans for thousands of years, but science has only known recently that there are about 200 kinds of plants, including psychedelic mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, ayahuasca, iboga, things like that.
Right.
That have psychomimetic properties. They don't impose anything on our psyche. They just crank up the operation of the mind and the psyche to an extraordinary level. And I believe that those plants, the entheogens, have been provided by Gaia to teach us how to follow her designs and how to live and survive over the long term. So that's why they are so important, and that's why entheogens are such a central message in my work.
Oh, wonderful. And that's, I guess, also why many controlling agents of this planet now are trying to make plants
it illegal to eat fresh
Sure.
mushrooms.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Do you know that there is a toad? Do you know about toad licking?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, there's bufotenic acid on toads.
Right.
And if you lick the toad, you can go into an altered state, right?
Yeah.
It is known in the United States, this is going to blow you away. It's known in the United States that the Colorado River toad, which lives in the area of the Colorado River, it's quite rare, as highly hallucinogenic. It's if you lick the back of that toad, you will get high. You will go into an altered state. Well,
Right.
It is now illegal to own a Colorado River toad.
There we go. Nice. Oh my God. Well, wait, you just hold on there, because they're going to genetically modify that toad, so we don't even have to worry about that.
They're going to make a better toad out of that toad.
Of course.
Yeah, and in Amsterdam, where I frequently used to go to the smart shops to buy dried mushrooms, well, then dried mushrooms were made illegal and put on the same level as Class A drug cocaine, which is totally insane. There is no clinical evidence and scientific evidence that psychedelic mushrooms produce damage on the level of cocaine or alcohol. None whatsoever. Now they're, of course, banning fresh mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, they are. They're making it illegal to sell fresh mushrooms in Holland now.
They do? Okay.
And you are absolutely right. You see, the one greatest threat to the authorities, and this is what I'm writing about right now on the MetaHistory site, this is my current material, my current project.
Mm-hmm.
The one greatest threat to the authorities is that we should have free access to the plants nature gives us to enlighten us.
Right.
Because then we will be onto the game, then we will see we're being controlled, deceived, and manipulated. And so these plants, which just grow in nature, are going to be systematically forbidden to us. And there is a battle. There is a battle taking place there.
John, we would love to have you back on the program here at some point, and maybe this would be a perfect topic actually to dive in further into the entheogens and see, what is good, what is not, and so forth, and explore that a little while.
I would be delighted to do that, Henrik, and also it gives me the opportunity to speak about those things in a way that is sober and clear and well-balanced.
Exactly.
Because I think that it's an extremely important subject, and it should not be discussed in a fanatical or imbalanced way.
Right.
And I'd love the opportunity to go into it with you.
Excellent.
When that's appropriate.
Yeah, perfect. Again, I want to thank you so much for a fantastic, interview. This has been a, fabulous program. Awesome. And I want to leave the last few minutes here again to you, so you can mention your website again, your latest book, but also mention the earlier books that you have out there. I'm not familiar with too many of them. Mention them for us.
Well, my first book was called The Seeker's Handbook. It came out in 1991, and it's kind of a general guide to alternative spirituality. After that, I wrote two books on comparative mythology. One is called Twins and the Double, and the other one is called The Hero. Then I wrote in 1999 my main work on the star zodiac and the constellations of the sky, which is called Quest for the Zodiac. And my most recent book is this book on Gnosticism, which is called Not in His Image, that came out in November of 2006. I just want to mention, too, Henrik, that in addition to the metahistory.org site, there's a sister site called futureprimitive.org, which you can get to from the home page of Metahistory, and it has interviews. It's all interviews with fantastic people, and there are some interviews with me on there regarding the subjects we've been discussing.
Nice. Excellent. So metahistory.org and futureprimitive.org.
Futureprimitive.org.
Okay, excellent. Again, John, thank you so much for coming on. A true pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much, and we'll continue to be in touch. It's been a real pleasure.